today we're talking about anxiety. Do you know what anxiety is?
No.
What do you think it is?
I think it is when you're going to do something hard.
When you do something hard? That's actually pretty good. You pretty much nailed it. Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Bellamicia and I'm back with another video. So today's video is gonna be a little different than my normal videos. Actually, it's gonna be a complete 180 because today I'm gonna be talking about something that I've been struggling with for a while now in nursing school. And that something is anxiety, panic attacks, like the whole shebang. Now, I've never really experienced any high levels of anxiety. I may get nervous, you know, if I'm about to do like public speaking or if I'm gonna perform a dance, which I feel like is normal for most people. Like for the most part, I've always been like a pretty confident person that kind of lives for the rush. Like I'm low-key an adrenaline junkie. I think I touched on that in my 50 facts video. That was one of the like facts that you guys probably didn't know about me. But I just like that feeling, like that roller coaster feeling, or if you're like driving like a fast car or jumping out of a plane. I've never jumped out of a plane though, but I would love to do it. I was never afraid to like try something new or like take risk or just, you know, live life on the edge, if you want to say. But recently all that has changed, and that's because I started attending nursing school. I touched on this a little bit in my Where Have I Been video, which is part of the reason why I haven't been like posting videos like every single week. For the first time ever in my life, I've been experiencing high levels of anxiety, and because this is new to me, I didn't really know how to deal with it. My anxiety has gotten so bad, so intense that I even had a panic attack. Let me break it down to you. I started fundamentals, and fundamentals for me was very difficult, even more difficult than pharmacology. And for me, like, I felt like pharmacology was hard. When I started fundamentals is more like critical thinking. It's more like applying like what you learn in the textbook to like real life people. And I just felt like I wasn't at that level yet. So it made me feel even more anxious than any of the other classes that I had done previously. What also contributed to me being anxious was because I wasn't doing well. I started to get like low grades on my exams. It really like brought down my self-esteem a lot, like my confidence. You know, I took a beating in that class. So basically the midterm was my chance to like bring up my grade. So I had been studying like all weekend. On the Sunday, I actually decided to take like a break early Sunday morning. I went to go get breakfast. So I went to get ackee and saltfish with Dublin banana, and then I also got an acai bowl later. So fast forward, I'm starting to feel a little queasy, nauseous. I stepped outside the store and I threw up. I didn't throw up only once, I threw up like a few times, okay? I was like the Exorcist. It was just like, I was throwing up like crazy.
I'm so sorry. Get away from me!
As I'm trying to study and, you know, recuperate, I just literally feel like my mind started to just like wander. I could not concentrate on the material that I was studying. I was thinking about a whole bunch of other stuff that I had to do. I felt like defeated. I felt like a failure before even taking the midterm. So much so that I was kind of like talking myself out of taking the midterm, because it's like I put it in my head that I was not gonna do well because I was cramming and I wasn't understanding the material, so it just added to the anxiety. And little by little, like my heart started pumping, you know, pumping, and you know, I'm breathing kind of like this, you know, and there's like a disconnect between my breathing and my heart racing. I just felt like my heartbeat started to get louder. I felt like my vision was getting blurry. I felt like I had lost complete control of my whole entire body. I was like panting. I felt myself shrinking. I was like completely out of my element. I was like not myself. I was having a panic attack, and for someone that doesn't normally get those things, it was like a really real situation for me. It was really scary. I couldn't talk. I felt numb. All right here was like closing. I've read about this in like books, and I've even learned about it in nursing school, but like to experience that shit, whew, to experience that shit, like it just affected me in such a crazy way. Luckily, I guess before it got to the point where I could no longer breathe, like my boyfriend came in the living room and he saw me in that state and he like freaked out. I don't know, through the grace of God, how he figured out what to do, I guess from watching TV or something. He gave me a bag, the food bag, he had bought food from someplace and it was like a brown bag. He put it over my mouth and told me to breathe. It's like I wasn't even there, like my mind was somewhere else. Like I saw him, but I couldn't comprehend what he was saying, you know what I mean? He started to describe different joyful moments in my life, and all of a sudden I started to breathe. I started to regain control of my breath. So him describing those moments kind of distracted me from the intense panic that I was feeling because of not being prepared for tests during school. Slowly but surely, I started to come back to reality. I noticed that I had a bag around my mouth, and I just literally went in his arms and I started like crying. That moment was like one of the scariest moments in my life. And even though it was only one time, it can happen again. It can happen anytime. So I just wanted to share with you some things that may help you deal with stress while in school, or any high levels of anxiety that you may be feeling while, you know, taking exams or studying, or whatever your area of struggle is when it comes to anxiety, nervousness, or like panic attacks. Okay, so my number one way on how to deal with anxiety is to get a motivational book. Those 5 minutes before you go to bed, or that train ride while you're on your way to school, or in the morning when you just wake up, you can find the time, okay? So the book that helped with my anxiety is What I Know For Sure by Oprah Winfrey. So this book right here, it just reminded me of stuff that I needed to be grateful for. Hearing about like her obstacles that she overcame, it made me feel hopeful for like the next day. I'll link it in the description box down below. The second way that you can deal with anxiety is through good music that makes you feel good. And you want to make sure, like say if like you're reading and studying and like the information is not getting through to your head, like don't keep trying to cram it, just like walk away from it and then go listen to like some good music. For me, that's like gospel whenever I'm going through like a hard time, or Bob Marley is like one of my favorite like very conscious uplifting artists. And if listening to your favorite music is not working for you, just try listening to like relaxation music. That can really shift your mood from feeling really anxious and just like calm and like zen out. My third way of how to deal with anxiety is to listen to a podcast. A podcast like on your way to school, like before bed, or like on the train is a great way to give your mind a break from everything that you're learning in school. My favorite podcast that I'm really enjoying right now is Super Soul Conversation, and of course it's by Oprah. I swear me and Oprah is best friends, like in my head. She just don't know it yet. But any anxiety that I was feeling, I feel like listening to like a very inspirational, motivational person, it will give you that uplift that you need. So my fourth way of dealing with anxiety is of course yoga. So I recommend, like, you know, you're doing some type of exercise, whether it's going to the gym, working out. I started to do that too. I found that very helpful. It's like the best stress reliever. When you're working out and you like pumping, like all them endorphins are like released and you feel like so much better. So my fifth way of dealing with anxiety is find a supportive group of friends to like study with, test you, that's really important, and just to bring you out and like, you know, help you to have a good time and just like de-stress, and just remember to like take care of yourself and not get lost in the adrenaline rush of school. My sixth way to deal with anxiety is to get a tutor. Now, I did not have a tutor, but I know people that were in my nursing class that had tutors. Based on what they tell me, like having that one-on-one time to really break down something in its entirety really helped them. My seventh way of dealing with anxiety is to dance. Hey, dance. So y'all know that Beyonce performed for Coachella. Performing to her Coachella performance has really become a part of my stress relieving routine. I just feel free. Sometimes my niece will dance with me and we'll dance to her, and Destiny Child, and we'll just have our own little concert in our room or in the living room. Girl, we be getting it. My 8th way for dealing with anxiety is self-care. Find a day out of the week to like pamper yourself, you know what I mean? Like do your hair, give yourself like a facial, go get a massage, read your favorite book, eat your favorite food. Just do things that make you happy and that like help your body physically unwind and slow down and just take it easy a little bit. Alright you guys, so these are all the tips, all the tricks, all the advice that I can give to you in regards to dealing with anxiety, stress, panic attacks. So I just hope this video helps someone out there that's going through a similar situation that I went through. Just know it doesn't have to be school, it can be work related, it can be family, it could be like before you're gonna do a big performance or like you're moving, like starting a new school. Whatever your situation is, I just wanted you guys to know that you're not alone. So if you've experienced anxiety before, what are you doing to cope, or what did you do to cope with your anxiety? Leave any type of suggestions, tips, advice in the comment section down below. If you guys found this video helpful, be sure to smash that like button so I know that you guys want to see more talk through videos like this one about situations that I may be going through or have been through. And until next time, Bellamycia gang.
Bye guys, subscribe to Bellamycia's channel. I hope you subscribe to our channel because that's my own channel. And I love you guys.
Let's do the same time.